Hello, I'm Aliyah Joshly J. Agustin from 12 Abel. The movie that I choose is The Anak. Empathic reaction discussion. Question number 1. In what ways are the characteristics of the protagonist like your own or those of someone you know? For me, the protagonist in the movie Anak has the same characteristic as my grandmother. My mom left me when I was young, so my grandmother is the one who takes care of me, that even in difficult times, she will never stop showing her unending love, and that she is willing to sacrifice herself just to make sure that we are all in good condition. Question number 2. Depth of feeling is what makes a film worth watching. Of the many feelings expressed in the film, with which are you most familiar? For me, it's sadness, because the movie tells us about a mom who is sacrificing herself just for her family to have a stable life, while her children are angry at her just because they think that their mom doesn't love them the way other moms do. Question number 3. The resolution of the film teaches a lesson. How can you apply the lesson in the film to your own life? For me, I can apply the lessons that teaches us in the film by appreciation. I will appreciate all the things that my guardian will give to me. I'm lucky because I still have them. They're the one who take care of me when my parents left me. Questions concerning characterization. Question 1. Which aspect of the protagonist's personality lead to the resolution of the conflict in the story? Describe them and their effect on the resolution. For me, the personality of Josie that leads to the resolution of the conflict in the story is her unending love for her children, especially for Carla. That's why in the end, her children realized that no matter what happened, their mother had not forsaken them and they should love their mother the way she loved them. Question number 2. Some of the names used in the story tell us something about the characters. What do they tell us? Josie. This name symbolizes a strong mother that even if her children renounce her, she will not stop loving them. Question number 3. What motivates the protagonist in his or her struggle against the antagonist? Josie motivates her to give her children a good future despite of the children hates her for having absent presents to her children. She sacrificed everything just to make sure that her children have a better life. Questions focusing on plot. Question number 1. One way to examine plot is to determine what type of conflict it entails. The classic divisions are one person versus person, person versus society, person versus nature, person versus self. Often more than one of these types of conflict occurs in a story. Using the analysis briefly describe the conflicts in his story and classify it according to the categories set out above. The conflict in the story starts between the mother and her children. That's why it under type of conflict number 1, the person versus person. Question number 2. What instability is there early in the story that is resolved and becomes stable by the end? When Josie went back to the Philippines, her daughter Carla can accept that her mother left them when they were children. But now she forgive her mother and promised that she will take care of her younger siblings when Josie went back to Hong Kong. Question number 3. How does the progress of the pattern identified in the story reveal change or growth in the characters? Carla understands the reason why her mother didn't return home. She forgives her and changes her ways, and promised to take care of her younger siblings and when she went back to Hong Kong. Questions about themes, messages, and ideas. Question number 1. The theme of the story is the general ideas or insight about life expressed by the author. Theme is a universal and meaningful concept that emerges from the character's action and from the outcomes of conflicts described in the story. Theme is often thought of as the lesson from the author is trying to teach the reader or audience. More than one theme can be included in a work of fiction. However, there is usually one primary theme that ties together all of the elements of a story. Usually, a theme can be expressed in one sentence. What is the primary or central theme of the story? Use one sentence to describe it. Mother's unending love. A mother's love is when a mother has sleepless nights just to make sure her kids are safe and protected, or when a mother gives her last to make sure her kids have the necessary things in life that they need or want. Question number 2. The conclusion of the story suggests a solution to the conflict that can be applied to the human condition in general. What values or principles that inform the action of the characters can help people resolve their own life conflicts? The value of principle that the story wants people to apply their own life conflict is that they should love each other member of their family, even if they're not with you all the time, because sometimes you never know what they are going through, just to make your family life stable. And lastly, you should be thankful to your mom and dad because they love you very much, and you should love them the way they do. Question number 3. Many stories explore important social or political issues. Describe any specific social or political issues that affect the story. How do these issues impact character and influence theme? Social issues, which is being poor. The reason why Josie go to the Hong Kong to have money to provide for their family. This issue impact characters and influence theme. Questions about other literary elements. Question number 1. What is the tone or mood of the story? Sad, heavy, serious, tense. Question number 2. How does the tone help guide the viewers into an empathic reaction to the story? Explain and give examples of both the tone and the empathy felt by the audience. The audience felt in the film a sad and serious tone. It helped to guide the viewers into an empathic reaction. The film was too deep and very true to life. It happens in reality. Many people in the Philippines go abroad to have a money. Question number 3. What does the title of the film refer to, and how does it relate to the insert the name of any literary element of the film? The title of the film is Anak, which is referred to Josie's children. It is related to the character of the film. Carla, Michael, and Daday is the anak or children in English. Josie sacrificed everything just to provide all the needs of her children and to have a better life. The unconditional love she gave to her children was the reason why she left them. Self-reflection. Question number 1. Describe one thing that was universal that you learned from the film. The things that I learned in the film is that always love your parents because you don't know what they're going through just to give you a stable life. And that nothing can beat the mother's unconditional love. This question number 2. Describe one thing that you learned about the culture of the country in which the film was set. In the movie, Carla represents just how many Filipinos can be ungrateful at the same time, a possible consequences in OFW families, namely parental estrangement. The movie teaches us to appreciate every little things that we have. Question number 3. Describe one aspect of the artistry of the film. Creative skill of every actor in the film. Question number 4. How might a director from name the country in which the class is held or a country that the class has studied have approached the subject to the film? Rory Quintos approached the subject of the film Anak by raising a serious issue in the country. Question number 5. How might a director from name the country in which the class is held or a country that the class has studied have approached name one or more aspect on the film differently? In the alternative, how would this story have been told from the point of view of another culture? For me, it depends on how the other culture will see the film. This film is for us to see the serious issue that is happening in the Philippines. The mother will do everything to give her children the best for them, even if it means by sacrificing her own happiness and her life. Question number 6. Is the story of this film unique to name the culture of the story shown in the film, or could the story of this film have taken place in another country or setting? For me, every story has their own uniqueness. The characters are the one who make the story differ from the others. The film showed about the problem in the society of the Philippines. That's all. Thank you.